Well, on Faith Talk TV, we always say everyone has a story. God touches us uniquely in our lives and brings us to Him in various ways. And one of our favorite things is everyone has a story. Isn't that right, Phyllis?
That's absolutely right. And he just weaves a beautiful tapestry, and it's our privilege to be a part of sharing what that is all about. And we have special guests with us here today. Kate.
Kate, and well, God always opens doors, and we try to follow where He leads us. And Kate and I happen to cross each other, and we get to share a great story today of Forever Jewel, a story that Kate wrote with her daughters.
That's right. And you have a special bond because you're an author as well. So it's, again, wonderful to see how God aligns all of these Christian women with such a great story that we're about to learn about yours and the story of adoption. And today just happens to be National Adoption Day, so God orchestrated that timing as well.
That's right.
So share with us a bit about your life and your story and how this is all woven together in such a beautiful picture.
To start off, you're a mother of 7.
Yes, that's
And
correct.
she has 4 internationally adopted children. I'm just in awe of you. I just think it's amazing.
It is amazing, right.
It's wonderful. And just one of the stories, I'm sure, in your family is just the story here.
And do they, the 4 children that you've adopted, are they from the United States or from other countries?
We have one son that's from Ukraine, and we have 3 children from Ethiopia.
Wow, okay. And you also have 3 biological
Yes.
children as well, and are those boys or girls, or?
2 boys and 1 girl.
Well, you have quite a family. Well, getting back to this book again, God obviously placed this on your heart. He has quite a story to tell, as how He's worked through you to make a difference in the lives of these beautiful children. So share with us a little bit about the book.
Well, I decided to write the book because Faith and Jewel had a very special love for each other. It was very noticeable from the very start. They just fell in love with each other immediately, and they've been best friends ever since. And I often say that it was a match made in heaven.
Definitely. When you read the book and hear the story, it is definitely something orchestrated as only God can, in opening the doors that He did. And we know confidently that He hears the cries, and especially of these 2 young girls. So what we'd like to do is actually talk to both Faith and Jewel and let them share a little bit about how their love for God and how He heard their prayers.
Okay.
We have the stars of the book here that we'll introduce to you.
All right, well, we'd like to welcome our 2 very special guests today. We have Jewel and Faith with us, and you are the key characters in the book that was penned by your mom. So we'd like to hear a bit about your stories and how this all relates. I know there's 2 very special scriptures that are in the beginning of the book. One is one of my favorite, Jeremiah 29:11, and the other one is John 13:21, is it?
13:35.
It is. And one of those verses, one is God's promise to us in Jeremiah 29, and in John 13:34, it's about Jesus' command to us, right? So why don't you share a little bit about those verses and how those are so important to each one of you, because I think it really ties in, doesn't it, to the whole theme of that book.
Well, I chose Jeremiah 29:11 because God already knew the plans He had for my life and for Jewel to come in, and so I just thought it fit well.
And you know, there's the other 2 verses that follow in Jeremiah 29:11 also goes through verse 13, and it says, to those who seek me and pray, right? And that is what you did, right, Faith? You were really praying and looking for God to answer.
Yeah.
And Jewel, the verse that you chose?
I chose John 13:34 because God loved us first and we should love one another. And yeah.
And your prayer was, right, for God to send you
A family.
a family. And He answered that prayer.
And how old were you girls when you first met?
I was 3.5 and Faith was 4.
And you don't by chance remember that, do you, when you guys met? Because you guys were pretty little.
Well, I just remember, like, when she first came, we already had, like, all of, like, some of her stuff planned out, and, like, I was, like, all excited, and in all the pictures, if you look, you can see me, and I'm holding up all her stuff. I'm holding up her toothbrush. I'm holding up everything in all the pictures, and then we just kind of, like, had a party, and, like, dressed up, and yeah.
Do you girls share a bedroom?
Yeah.
It's like a constant sleepover party. You guys are so lucky. I'm so jealous. I want to have a girlfriend and a sister that I can just do sleepovers with and all that goofy stuff. Well, I kind of have that with Phyllis, but we don't get to have sleepovers very often.
But the story is so beautiful because it really, really reflects how God, our Father, loves us so much, right? That He heard those cries of your heart. And as we said earlier with your mom, Kate, today's National Adoption Day. So what perfect timing it is, right? To have the two of you here and talk about adopting, and what a blessing it's been for your family. And we know that God's adopted all of us to be part of His family.
And God gives every one of us a story. Each of you girls have the same story in that God brought you together, but it's unique, and you guys get to share that. So always be bold in sharing about that, because we encourage others when we share our story.
We certainly do, and that's what Faith Talk TV is all about, to share the stories about Jesus and how He works through each one of us. So thank you for being a part of our little Faith Talk TV interview today. You're both beautiful. You did a wonderful job.
Do you have any future books coming out?
Not that I know.
Not that you know of?
You know, God has a plan, right? Jeremiah 29. So we'll wait to see what He does next with you girls. But if there's anything else you want to share today, just about God or faith or what you're...
If there's any young children watching today that may have something on their heart, what kind of word of encouragement could you give to those boys and girls that are watching today, or even their moms and dads?
Be persistent in your prayers, because He doesn't always answer them right away. You just have to
Have faith and trust?
have faith, and sometimes it takes a long time.
It does. How long do you think you were praying? How long was it that you were praying?
I think about a year.
A year. Well, that's pretty fast, though. That's wonderful. Very good. We'll have a great holiday with your family. Thanksgiving's coming up soon. And Kim and I kind of said we might join you for Thanksgiving.
If your mom will have us, we'll come for dinner sometime.
Well, thank you, Faith and Jewel, for being a part of Faith Talk TV today.
Faith Talk TV, where God gets all the glory.